Hi, I'm Silver Huang. I'm a 35-year-old autistic twice exceptional from far north Queensland, Australia. In Spectrospective2015, I spoke about diversity, how every autistic individual presents a unique example of the massive diversity to be found within the autism spectrum. My theme for Spectrospective2016 is inclusion. Inclusion is to me a challenge for the non-autistic majority of society to do more than just conceptually accept autism and autistic people, but rather to proactively collaborate with the autistic community to effect the social changes necessary to integrate autistic people at all levels of society, thus enabling autistic people to attain and enjoy equal and desired standards of living through financial self-sufficiency, quality of life and fulfillment through self-actualization, and meaningful and valuable participation and contribution at community and global levels. Inclusion is not a theoretical ideal. Autistic people are human beings, like any other person on this planet, and thus have the same rights and basic needs. I would argue, in fact, that inclusion is a requisite to human rights and basic needs. How so? A simple example. No inclusion, no employment. No employment, no income. No income, no food, shelter, clothing, transportation, healthcare? That's just to name but the bare subsistence minimum of day-to-day life in 2016 Australia. These aren't special needs. These are human rights. And yet, did you know that more than half of working-age Australians on the autism spectrum are currently unemployed? Without inclusion, an autistic person struggles to even find work or to hold down a job because he or she would lack free choice of employment and fair and favorable conditions of work, free from workplace bullying, that supports and is suited to his or her unique intellectual and autistic talents and limitations. Many autistic people in Australia today struggle to attain a standard of living adequate for even basic health and well-being because of this. If you are a non-autistic person, here is how you can make a start to discover how you can make inclusion possible in your own way. Number one, you must begin by educating yourself. Begin with autistic narratives. Read the words and listen to the voices of autistic people telling the stories of our lives. You need to educate yourself on what autism is as lived and described by autistic people. There are many free resources available on the internet, blogs, podcasts, videos, social media, created by the autistic community for the purposes of educating the non-autistic community. You should also learn how to be an effective ally to autistic people. An ally is any non-autistic person who openly supports and collaborates with the autistic community to co-champion the rights and needs of autistic people. I highly recommend starting with the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network's article, What is an Ally?, as well as Amethyst's Neuro Wonderful YouTube channel, specifically her video, How to be an Ally. Number two, next, share what you have learned. Awareness may not be the same as inclusion, but we cannot argue that inclusion will always begin with awareness, and awareness begins with dialogue. Start with your own social circles, family, friends, schoolmates, work colleagues. It can be as simple as sharing an interesting article on Facebook or pinning a creative infographic on Pinterest. If the subject of autism or autistic people arises in conversation, do your best to correct misconceptions and always refer people to resources authored by autistic people. Lastly, if you had to pick one thing to do after watching this video, let it be this. Go out there and meet autistic people. Don't worry, we won't eat you. But seriously though, you can't support us if you don't know us as people, as human beings, like yourself. It is the best way for you to start understanding just what autism is, who autistic people are, and learn from us in our words how you can include us in society. It doesn't have to start with face-to-face meetings if you're shy. You can start by interacting with autistic people on social media. You know, say hi, ask questions. But eventually, you can contact local, or online autistic individuals, groups, organizations, and just ask, are there any meetups? In summary, I would like to stress that inclusion is not an all or nothing fight for limited resources. Neither is it about pointing fingers and leveling blame. The struggle for inclusion can be seen as the growing pains of a maturing society that is choosing to set aside petty differences and irrational fears to create a better future for all. There is no clear-cut solution or easy way forward. The road ahead is paved with trial and error. We will need time, hard work, and lots of patience and mutual understanding. Let us work together, autistic and non-autistic human beings, and let us start now. Thank you for watching.